Khadra.
And tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you Syrian yourself?
I'm Syrian. I came from Syria 2011, only 5 months after the revolution started. I was of the first Syrians who were in the protests, and I still remember myself calling, and I appeared on Al Jazeera and calling for freedom, calling for basic human rights. One of the chants that I appeared on Al Jazeera, we were saying ما في خوف ما في خوف بعد اليوم ما في خوف, means
No more fear, no more fear.
after today. But that was 2011, where there was a lot of fear, but it took us 13 years until this regime completely was toppled down by the Free Syrian people.
Did you participate in those protests in Syria before you came here?
I was of those who participated. The regime did not allow me to come out of Syria in the beginning. I was called to the security branches for investigation. I was of those who tore the picture of the Asad from my middle school, but I was using a mask, and I witnessed horrible reaction by the Asad forces right in the first 3-4 months of the revolution. I saw people being shot in the head in front of me. Even though we were completely peaceful protesters, we never used any weapons. We were literally carrying the branches of olive in our protest. But the brutality of the Asad horrible.
Uncertainty over there, and knowing that your loved ones are kind of living through that.
I have my mother and my sister in Damascus. We did not sleep last night. They did not sleep. There were some little, shots here and there, but thank God it was completely peaceful liberation, an ideal liberation where no bloodshed, especially in Damascus, because the Syrian people themselves, they came out, they liberated themselves. They were just waiting for the start. They're just waiting for that chance to jump and remove that brutal regime that was on our hearts for 50 years. My family, I lost my brother until now. We don't know, it's almost 8 years. We don't know he's alive, he's dead. We're still looking in the pictures of those who are coming out of the prisons. We're looking at the names. We're not sure he's alive or he's dead. I have a cousin who was tortured to death in the Asad prisons. I have cousins who were killed by the Asad regime. We have houses being demolished. The whole city is demolished in Syria. This is a historic day for not only Syrians. This is a historic day for all people who are seeking liberation from occupation, from dictatorship all over the world. This is really a historic moment that when we're seeing people coming from the prisons in the thousands. And the last video I just saw when I was coming here, people in some of the prisons, they're not able until now to break the doors and the walls and to reach those prisoners who are in the second floor under the ground. Until now, they're not able to get them. So look at how brutal this regime was.
Well, I want to ask you, you kind of beat me to it, but you've clearly been very touched by this personally. Many Syrians have never lived in a world without Assad, without his father. I mean, it's been, like you said, it's been over a half century of rule. And I'm wondering what this moment means to you in light of that, in light of the amount of time that it's been and the struggle that's taken place. What last night and what today means to you?
This is one of the happiest days in our lives. One of the happiest days in our lives.
شغلهم شوي مشان الكاميرا.
With all of their background.
مشان الكاميرا. خليه يعمل صوت شوي مشان الفيديو. يعمل صوت مشان الكاميرا.
And look at the post where the Alawite sect, which is the sect of the regime, they open the doors for the rebels, because they know We don't have an issue, the rebels don't have an issue with a certain religion or a certain background. Our problem was with this brutal regime, this terrorist regime that killed people just because they were asking for human rights, their basic dignity and human rights. So this is a historic moment. This is one of the happiest days for all Syrians. Yesterday we came and we celebrated, and today people are celebrating, and all over the world, see the news, all over the world, in Europe, in America, everywhere, the Syrians are rejoicing this historic moment. And this is a time where we hope we can go right now to Syria, but we're still waiting for the airport to open. But we hope to join our people and to go to the land of Syria and
Celebrate.
kiss the soil, kiss the soil of Syria, where it was absorbed by the blood of more than 300,000 Syrians, and it was liberated on their blood. We hope to be with our people and console them and rejoice with them after losing their loved ones, losing thousands of martyrs, losing until now people are lost. We don't know their destiny. So it is a historic moment, and we thank God, who's the only one who helped us. America let us down. Russia was a main supporter to the regime. The Arab countries let us down. Only God enabled us and blessed us with this victory, and with the unity of the Syrian opposition forces, we were able to get into Damascus. And the Syrian people who did not forget, yes, they were under the regime, but they could do nothing, but they had the revolution in their heart, and they were waiting for this moment. And once the moment came, they all came out, and this liberation was established with full amnesty. The opposition forces gave amnesty to everyone. They told the regime forces, just leave your arm and you're safe. Just leave, don't fight, and everyone is safe. So this is a historic moment, not only for the liberation of Syria, the way it was liberated. It is an ideal liberation, because no people were killed in most of the cities. The fight was only in some cities, and then all of the towns in the north, in the south, in the east, the cities were liberated peacefully, and people welcoming the rebels and joining the joy with them.
I want to ask, because you said America let you down, and I think a lot of people would agree with that assessment. I'm just curious if you saw President Biden today called this an act of justice, so clearly some support there, but the incoming president, Donald Trump, has already now publicly said he wants to stay out of this entirely. And I'm just wondering what you would like as a Syrian American from the next leadership in the United States. If you could have your dream situation, what would you want? What would you want to see from the incoming administration when it comes to this issue?
The US, unfortunately, they supported the Free Syrian Army a few years ago, and then they let us down, so that Russia and the Asad slaughter us and use chemical weapons against us and bomb us with the barrel bombs. And Russia made Syria like a lab as experiments for its weapons. Russia made Syria as the lab of experiments for its weapons and rockets. That's because of the US, because they gave them that chance. And then US made a major mistake when they supported the Kurdish. The US made a major mistake when they supported the Kurdish factions who wanted to separate from Syria and make their own state, and then they started fighting the Free Syrian Army. So my request, and the request of all Syrians, go ask any single person here, they will tell you, we want the US and its baby, the Israelis, leave us alone. That's what we want. Leave Syria, because the US only sitting next to the oil reserves in Syria and supporting the Kurdish troops and the Kurdish forces that committed the crimes against humanity, against the Syrian people. We just want the US, leave us alone, leave Syria, and we want the US to stop the Israelis from attacking Syria. Israel yesterday, they took over one Syrian land, claiming that they have concerns. We can never accept this.
Buffer zone.
And they took the mountain, a Sheikh mountain, which is a strategic mountain in Syria, claiming they have concerns. What we want from the US and President Trump is to stop the Israelis at their limits, and we want to liberate our occupied Golan Heights. We want our occupied Golan Heights also to be liberated. We will not be silent to this. This has to be clear for the whole world. Now, maybe the Syrian opposition are not talking about it.
ما تدخل بالمواضيع يا زلمة خلينا.
But the Syrian opposition maybe not talking about it, but the Syrian people will never ever accept any piece of Syria to be occupied by Iran or Russia or Israel.
Thank you for your candor. I really appreciate
شو بدها إسرائيل شو بدها
معلش لا خلي العالم تعرف حبيبي مالنا.
Okay.
خلي العالم تعرف.
I'm telling him okay.
No, it's okay.
My opinion, yeah.
حبيبي
Okay. Chocolate for you.
لازم يعرفوا من هلا لازم يعرفوا من هلا اولاد الكلب. عرفت من هلا لازم يعرفوا.
We may move like this, so it's not the same as Shaq.